Hey guys, it's Daniel. The following is a clip from my interview with Radiohead producer Paul Koderie. If you want to see the full interview, it's linked below. So from what I understand, you and your co-producer Sean initially thought Creep was a Scott Walker cover?
Yes, that's what Tom said. He said, this is our Scott Walker song. And what we thought he said was, this is a Scott Walker song. So it's funny because both of us thought the same thing. When I asked him to play it to kind of make things more interesting at the session we were at, I was literally thinking, like, let's play that Scott Walker tune. After they finished, I said, so that's a Scott Walker song? And they said, no, that's our song. And I said, oh, really? There you go.
From what I understand, the band itself didn't like the song at first initially. When they first played it, they weren't fans of it. Is this fair to say?
I would say none of that is true. They don't hate that song now, I'll tell you. They don't like it when people yell it at concerts, maybe, but they don't hate that song. That song is 30 years after it was released. It's still a big catalog item for them. And it's one reason why they got a large publishing deal with whoever they're publishing us with now. And they don't hate that song. They don't disown it. They don't disown the money from it. You know, Tom wrote the song My Iron Lung about that song, you know.
Yeah.
You know, that keeps you alive, but also puts you in shackles, you know. And so they didn't hate it at first either. I mean, when we finished it, everyone was really excited about it, and they were really happy about it. And I think everyone knew that we had something that was going to do some great stuff. And so the idea that Jonny didn't like the song, and that's why he put that noise in it. Initially, like when we first heard the song, it already had the noise. He wasn't reacting to the song itself. When they first started working it up, you know, he was basically saying this in his mind. I've never really actually talked to Jonny about this, but my understanding is he was kind of saying, like, this verse is kind of wimpy, let's kick it in the ass. And so he did the hot thing to rev up into the chorus, you know, which is just a smart thing to do, really, you know, like, let's kick the song in the ass. I don't think at any point did they, there might have been a moment where they were tired of playing it and tired of people yelling for it and tired of people asking them about it. And, you know, Pearl Jam probably got tired of playing Jeremy too, you know. I mean, if you ask Tom what his favorite song he ever wrote was, it's not going to be that one, you know. But it was what they needed. It was like that song was like a bomb, and it just blew open the doors for them. It put them on tour around the world. It made the record company a lot of money, and that got them the opportunity to make the Bends, which, you know, was an expensive record to make and took a while to make. But the company had faith in them because they knew they were already a million-selling act, you know. So to put yourself in that position on your first record is really hard to do, and it brings its own problems, but it also brings opportunity. It creates opportunity. And that's something that they were very good at taking advantage of. All throughout their career, they've been very good at taking advantage of opportunities that were put in front of them. And the door was opened by that song.
So in that case, I guess, I mean, for example, Kurt Cobain was famous for exaggerating how much he disliked certain songs of his. But talking to people that work with Nirvana, they'd say that, like, that was always almost not true. He loved his music. So
same thing with Kurt Cobain. Exact same thing. He was proud of writing a song as much as he didn't like that some people liked it that he wished, you know, wouldn't like it maybe or something. But, you know, you got to be proud of making that kind of impact out there. That's hard to do. Creep has more plays on Spotify than Stairway to Heaven.
Really?
Look it up.
Dang.
200 million more.
Wow. That's pretty cool.
Wow.
You beat Zeppelin, man.
Than the Beatles.
He's got more than the Beatles?
Not in any real important way, but the most streamed Beatles song, which, by the way, is Here Comes the Sun, interestingly enough, is about neck and neck. Like, they're about 60 million behind us, if us can be construed to be the Creep team. I don't know what that means. But I just amuse myself by watching it like a stock, you know, as it just bubbles along.
That's funny.
At the last time I looked, they may have caught up some. I don't know. One thing that somebody said, maybe a Pitchfork or something, but they said, you know, strangely, it's aged remarkably well. Like, people know it. And they're like, the other night on Jeopardy, the woman who's been winning game after game, she's up to like 40 wins in a row or something. And they were having one of those little chats like, hey, what do you like to do? And she said, oh, I like to sing karaoke. And they said, well, what's your favorite song to sing? And she goes, hands down, it's Creep by Radiohead. So, like, what the hell, you know?
Yeah.
Like, it's turned into like this karaoke standard kind of song.